Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands 2. Let's hop into the game. This might be the first incidence ever of me within 3 hours of a game thinking I've played 4 hours of game. We're helping Claptrap up, working towards our next goal. There was a lot of frustration there. It's been a couple of days since I've played the game, of just having a lot of menu hero happening, and we're gonna get into a boss fight in this next section, and it's going to help us move away from this area, which is pretty much a tutorial area. I'm a little low on bullets just because I can't carry that many. I have like no inventory at all to carry guns, and what else? I don't know what else to say. So for here's the ammo shop, so we can, as he's programming and opening the door, this will certainly be a big boss fight. And then of course we'll die and then have to start over. So let's immediately start with menu in hero again. So X to compare, and I want to see, do I have any guns that are better than what I have? No. And then X to compare on sniper rifles. I don't think I have any other sniper rifles at all, so we don't have to deal with that. And then X to compare, and we'll compare handguns to handguns. And see, this one's an explosive, so I kind of don't want to get rid of it, although frankly it's kind of stupid to keep so many guns. So, like, I have 2 explosive guns. I need to figure out what I want to get rid of. And I'm having a hard time even comparing things. So let's compare this gun. Let's just get rid of that one. This one's a fire one, but it seems like it has a lot of other abilities. This one's not as good, so we'll get rid of that. And then this one is better, so I kind of want to keep that, so I want to garbage that one too. Let's sell all of those. Then we've got a shield, and it seems like ammo now is just it's just in this middle section.
Pleasure doing business.
Where it really wasn't before.
We're always open.
See, that puts me in a better position. Much better position. I don't believe I have a point here or any badass tokens. So we're kind of ready to go, except for the fact that it's probably not smart to have a gun that is, wow, consumes 2 ammo per shot. That's horrible. Consumes 2 ammo per shot also on the shotgun. Let's get rid of that also, and then let's go ahead and switch that out. So this will burst fire. We're gonna jump down here and do our boss fight, obviously. Actually, I don't see him. I guess I have to get a little bit closer. But I certainly remember in the same way that we fought Boom Boom, I remember there being a lot of struggle to defeat this guy.
Let's turn up the heat!
If anything, I kind of feel like Borderlands 2 is way worse than Borderlands.
I'm so sorry, Captain.
Borderlands 1.
Please don't burn me again.
See, that's totally the wrong gun to have. This is more of a fight against the minions than I would have expected. And it's not like I could just throw a grenade down that direction. The grenade did not hit him. So I'm either going to kill a considerable amount of people, or I'm going to try and use my ability to rush. But what does rushing really do? Like, it gets me in this corner. Like, it's not helping. I did double check the achievements. There's so many in this game that require you to do insane things like play with each character. The first game also had similar gameplay like that, where there was, it's not likely that you would get all the achievements unless you had played the game 4 times over. I'm trying to pick up elements. And now we have Captain Flint with his insane fire shield. And getting right next to him is not helpful. Like you can see, I'm not doing anywhere enough damage to him for that to be useful. I do want to applaud Borderlands for being able to be paused for a day without that being an issue. I do, however, kind of hate this. Is there something under the gameplay, maybe? Let's see. Crouch toggle. Toggle with a single button. Apparently there is a crouch button. I haven't figured out what it is. I was hoping that there might be something under this that would say don't show the animation when they're reloading, but maybe that is actually part of a loading screen. Get a little bit of gold. None of the bullets I just had were great. So let's see if maybe we can equip something better. The fire is already started, which makes it hard to see. Theoretically, slag should lead to me doing more damage. Now there's grenades. Let's see, and I cannot get past this guy. And so Captain Flint immediately starts in on me. but I think I might win here.
Oh, yeah! You're the most fearsome warrior this glacier has ever seen, pal.
Look at all this slag. So that's gonna show you just how bad an experience you can have, particularly in this early section. It's not a great intro, really. The good news is, as long as you stick to it, you probably won't remember any of this content. It only really came back to me when I started to think, well, where's the story gonna go?
Now we just gotta get to my ship.
And it seems like this section might very well just be another way in which I'm exiting this area, which I'm not gonna be super upset with. Here we have a map that he was following. I still don't like these skulls. I just don't think they work well. More bullets and more damage with less accuracy. Pick up the shotguns. Take as many bullets as possible. Take as much money as possible. We are accomplishing these little challenges, and I like that. Although, in all honesty, as more and more games started to adopt challenge-based gameplay, the grinding of it stopped making a lot of sense. Borderlands both introduced these ideas and ruined these ideas in one fell swoop by being the penultimate example.
Lower her into the water, you salty dog!
So, even as somebody who doesn't really like this early section, it is very weird that we are going to exit the section right now. Like, that's it. This is the exit. This is getting to maybe Sanctuary. I'm fine with that because I know we're gonna come back at some point and we can fast travel, so there's no real worries about that. Where Claptrap got a boat is a good question to ask. And why the other guy stole it, I don't know. Let's go ahead and turn in this mission.
To set sail, let us set sail!
So chapter 4, the road to Sanctuary. He just runs in there. And I really don't have a fast travel station, so the options would be either run all the way back to these areas so that we could do the other missions, or just go to Sanctuary. And I think we're much better off going to Sanctuary. Of course, this is taking us to Three Horns Divide.
We're near Sanctuary, buddy. You go on ahead. Tell the locals what we'll require for my welcome back party. I'll stay in here and give them time to get what we need. Number 1, ladies. Obvious. Number 2, dudes. But hideous ones. We're talking morbidly obese. We're talking body odor. We're talking acne scars. The ladies will take one look at these uggos and bam! Eyes start looking pretty good. Suddenly it's
Why
like,
Claptrap
"Ew,
would
get
be
away from me,
interested
you pervy little robot,
in
you creeping me
female
out. Why are you crying? I didn't
humans?
know robots could cry. Look, if I give you a hug, will you stop crying? All right, but that this reason, oh my god! What is this? Motor oil? It'll be more like, Claptrap, rescue me from these uggos and hug my leg, which I will. Number 3, we'll need booze, in case that other stuff doesn't work. Number 4, streamers.
It's kind of funny.
Are you writing all this down? Minion, are you even here? Still? Lonely.
Alright, so we've got a new mission. Let's take some badass tokens. We might as well use them. Gun damage increase seems like the right move. And no skill points, so I think the game is going to specifically take a moment to point out the skill points. And we're just in a different area. One assumes the water would still kill you.
Sanctuary's off limits. You bloodshots can stay in your hole.
I see you!
Awesome. Why don't you boys run on back to your camp?
Oh, good idea. I think we'll just turn around and head back to our... Die!
So we're in the middle of a fight.
Pandora is a violent and dangerous place. Sanctuary is slightly less so. You'll need a car to reach the city gate. Get to the catch-a-ride.
So we got some bullymongs still. In the first game, these would have been skags, I guess, but well, actually, in all honesty, there should probably have been a mix at this point. Let's see. I also need to take a moment to look at what Captain Flint dropped. Let's see. Flint's Tinderbox. I'm gonna just go ahead and equip that and see how that works for us. And did he drop any shields or anything? No. Interesting. I'm hitting X to pick up this money, but I'm not close enough. Let's just walk over it. Seems like the game is Borderlands 2 is more interested in you walking over things than clicking X on them. It's almost like there's a slight disagreement amongst the developers on how the game should handle loot. It's a little quiet. Like, so this one has fire. Level up. Now I have a skill point. This has fire ability, so it will burn most characters in the game, doing extra damage. Let's see, are we still under the increased critical hit damage? Like, I think that's probably the best move, is try to get criticals and try to succeed as much as possible with the criticals. Still feels a little weird that you can't use the health. You can't take it with you as it's an item. Like, there's really no explanation, I guess, there. Like, if it's an item that gives you health, how can it not be held on to for later? Alright, so like the first game, there was an area you started in and you needed to be able to jump a ramp. So it's a basic one-for-one mission here. Is we need to go to catch a ride, get a car, and use it to jump.
This machine will digitally construct a vehicle for you. Give it a try.
I'm not sure the
Unauthorized user up in my grill.
I'm not sure that the second game really needed this kind of level of tutorialization.
Damn it. Oh, sorry. Darn it. A man named Scooter controls these catch-a-ride machines. He may be short a few chromosomes, but he's a savant when it comes to vehicles. He's locked the station to prevent the bandits from using it, but I'm reading an inactive Hyperion bot in the Bloodshot camp. If you can attach its interface adapter to the catch-a-ride, I can hack the machine and get you a car.
So it is only Hyperion technology that she can hack.
Get your health and shields right here.
I guess her persona as an angel is potentially well, let's see. Let's go ahead and just purchase it.
Good luck.
And I'm not really at the point where I should be purchasing things, but
Just think, Dr.
whatever.
said. Farewell, friend.
And again, menu hero. A faster recharge rate on the shield is probably better than having apparently I could get points for just purchasing 2 more things. Once I get a lot of money, it probably would make a lot of sense to purchase and sell a bunch of items. Yes, I remember this. You don't do much with these sections. They're, at best, some of these sections you have 2 reasons to be there, and sometimes not even 2. That was $11. So we have a nomad. He's burning to death. Here's a level 5 nomad. They're labeled as nomads, but they look like psychos to me, so there's been a decision here to introduce new naming conventions, so not everybody is just a psycho. It's like, where's the guy shooting me? This is a good position to... there was a suicide bomber.
I disappear. A ghost amidst the combat, preparing to strike. Excellent.
We have a crazed nomad. Might as well stop trying for critical hits and instead try to burn the guy. Walking over the fire, by the way, burns me, although not by enough to really matter. Here's the Hyperion.
Just attach the adapter
item.
onto the catch-a-ride, and I'll get you a free car.
So maybe the cars before this point have been not free. Maybe in the previous game they did cost some small amount. It is important, I suppose, to mention it's the actor who voice acted Scooter in this game. He developed something, I want to say cystic fibrosis, but a debilitating degenerative disease of some sort that he was not getting better for, and there was, I don't think, any real hope or chance of him getting any better for. And Gearbox did a very nice thing and kept them on the payroll for several years until finally even he came out and said, look, I've technically been on the payroll for 2 years now at Gearbox, and I'm not getting better and I'm not doing anything that with the company. So then he finally left. So storyline as far as Scooter, his character Slight spoiler alert for the Tales of Borderlands series. His character's story is wrapped up. So Borderlands 3, even though we all love Scooter, even though we know, you probably know that Mad Moxie is Scooter's sister or mom. I'm not sure. And then there's another character that's also in that family. Looking around here, and I don't know what I'm looking around for. This is exactly what you don't want to do in a Borderlands game. It's something you'd expect to do in any other game, but not a Borderlands game. So Scooter's gonna be out of the picture. That's just how it kind of has to be. Probably the right move to not try and recast the character. And frankly, Scooter's level of comedy is as one note as everybody else's level of comedy, so it's not actually a case of there being a really good reason to keep, let's see, like, I just don't think there's a good reason to keep Scooter in the picture when you could just write another character. They've done a thing here with a lot of these guns too, where you're not getting anywhere as much of a you're not getting anywhere as much of a weird or bad experience with them.
To my humble shop.
So every gun you get is slightly interesting.
You'll be shaking off bullets like that.
Might as well purchase health. That would be a very good thing to purchase.
See you real soon, I'm sure.
So we place this here.
Executing phase shift.
Rescinding lockdown.
There's some weirdness on when you see
Wait a moment
Angel.
while I hack the catch a
It
ride.
really is just like a single animation.
Authorized user accepted. Enjoy
Right.
the ride, and there's a pimento in the glove box.
Cool. Try requesting another car.
So yeah, the idea there is you're not supposed to really know. And what do we have for skin types? We can be sun bleached, we can be minty fresh, we can be rusty bucket, we can be bubblegum, it can be slate, onyx. It says there's 13 of 69 skin types. I don't know why they went with the skin type thing. It really does make the game feel like it was planning on being a type of MMO RPG type experience, but they took away the option in the first game to just custom paint your car, and I'd much prefer that. There was actually a very well made demo game that came out a few months ago where you could paint the figurines you'd use in a Dungeons and Dragons-esque game, and people loved the painting the figurine free trailer game, I suppose, and hated the main game. And I would hope that more people would learn from that in the future and let everybody just custom paint things. There's also a Mobile Suit Gundam game that is somewhat built around that. Compared to the DLC in the first game, we're already missing one game. They've got it back down to the Light Runner MG and the rocket launcher car, and that's it. And you just teleport immediately to the vehicle, and here we have a boost and a power slide with the left bump and right bump, and right trigger and left trigger, A switch seats, and left to lock the horn.
Real charmer, that one. You should now be able to digistruct a car from any catch-a-ride station. Now use one to jump that gap.
So yeah, compared to even like the first game, there was 3 cars added in because of one of the DLC and elements. So it's a step back to go back to just 2. Not that that 3rd car really added anything. I think they've also probably either adjusted this so you can have 4 people with 2 people just hanging off the side on one vehicle, or they've adjusted it in a different way so that
Now head to Sanctuary and find Roland. He'll want to meet the Vault Hunter who stared down Handsome Jack and lived.
Adjust it so that using the vehicle turret, that's not what I meant to do.
Sometimes I envy you bandits. You're so unburdened with things like intelligence, culture, morality, honor, ambition, good looks. I could go on, but I won't. But I could. Ah, dignity! I almost forgot to mention dignity! Easy, butt stallion. Easy.
He's still talking about the horse. It almost feels like the game is slowly speeding me up. There, I got stuck for a second there. Hey, here's something. A rocket launcher, which will be very nice. Very nice little bit of thing of useful guns. And look how floaty your jumping is. That it took way too long to jump from one part to the other, and it took a lot of effort. Also, it's taken us a lot of time just to get from point A to point B. Let's jump down here. Look just how floaty you are. New guns just disappear as a course of nothing. That's never really explained. Ideally, now that we have vehicles, things will be a little bit faster. They do design this whole section to be a little bit faster. When you're dealing with these alleyways of enemies, the design is a little bit more understandable. We saw some of this. There we go. You can also run over things, which is something we'd like to do. And try and collect as much as possible. Of course, I should really only run over the really small guys because I'm not going to be able to hit the big guys in one hit. And then it becomes a question, do I want to hop out and try and pick up any of these items, or do I just leave them because they're probably nothing? And in a case like this, it's probably easier just to leave them. Again, probably would have been great to run into some skags now. Like, it feels like they had a desire to make these skags all be hyper leveled to the point where you won't see them at the beginning of the game and they'll be reintroduced later on in the game. Which I'm not sure I agree with that. Here's a question. How close does one have to be to collect things in the car? Seems pretty close. There's also floating skulls. Let's see. It's probably worth our time to take this, but probably not any of the other things. We're still early in the gameplay. I still think I could very well argue that it was unnecessary for Borderlands 1 to have car mechanics, and a smaller, less open world in a lot of places were the default anyways. So you weren't getting any advantage or even opportunity in a lot of times to use a vehicle. Many sections of Borderlands 1 you couldn't take a vehicle, there was something stopping you, there was, there you go, there was some factor that made it unrealistic or impossible. I can't pick up the health. I can pick up the gun. And I guess it is easier to run back to the car than it is to try to move without it. And the question is, am I supposed to jump forward here? Or am I supposed to take it easy and follow this black path? I'm never really a fan of when it rains or snows and there's a large collection of water or snow that are coming towards the screen as if you're looking at a camera, and that this is some kind of movie. So the snowflakes on the front of a camera that shouldn't really exist canonically doesn't make any sense to me, and you see it a lot with rain, you don't see it so much with snow. There's our first skag.
That is called roadkill. Not the cleverest of words, but appropriate.
And so we've now run into a small section of skags that I'm guessing the indication here is skags don't like the snow, where Borderlands do. And one assumes that there's some kind of reason that they are there. But right now we're actually in a situation where we need to just hurry up and go to Sanctuary. Like, I don't see a good motivating factor to not just run towards Sanctuary. If we don't have something that's gonna block our way, we should just... We've got basically a nomad encampment for some of these suicide bombers who... It's kind of easy to make short work of them now. because I've got this vehicle. Let's see, I'm right over this health kit, and the health kit won't work on that. Of course, that may blow up in a few seconds if it was on fire. It probably won't blow up in this instance. I suppose if all the quests are done and there's really no reason to open the loot chests anymore. I mean, we are not anywhere close to that being the case, but if 20 or 30 hours into the game you're done with that, there's really the only reason then to open loot chests are if you actually want the items in the loot chests. I'm not getting gold or money in here that's any significant amount, and it never really does seem like it turns into a significant amount. Look at this. Let's straighten up a little bit. So it's in the experience, it's in the action that I'm doing these things. I'm not taking any fall damage. And we've got our respawn, and we've got our catch a ride.
Welcome to the new and improved Catch a Ride. Now with 47% more than 26% death.
You're never getting into Sanctuary, you bloodshot skaglicks. Hold up. You're a vault hunter. Just a sec. Roland wanted to talk to you. Let me echo him.
Echo being the intercom.
Oh, so you're the one I've been hearing all this radio chatter about. Name's Roland. I used to be a vault hunter like you, until I formed the Crimson Raiders. We'll catch up when I get back to Sanctuary. For now, I need your help. My men tell me Corporal Reese hasn't returned the power core that we need to keep the city's shields running. Bring Reese back to Sanctuary, and you'll have earned your place in the Raiders.
So Roland was the character.
Good. Listen to what he says. He can help us defeat Jack.
So Roland was the soldier character in the first game. And now he's this voiced actual character that is being written by the writers instead of his thoughts, motivations, and ideas coming from the player of the game. What is this? Stinging cactus? Ooh. Interesting. Didn't know those existed. They probably play no role in the game. Very little.
Handsome Jack here, reminding you all not to worry your pretty little heads about those earthquakes. See, with every tremor, my drone gets closer to the vault, to freedom, order, and safety for us all. Except you asshats in Sanctuary.
So clearly we know the Handsome Jack are against people in Sanctuary. I think there's a gun here. Not sure it really needs to be picked up. Yeah, I'm full on guns too. And when we got to that wall, the one thing we didn't have was another place to sell items or guns. So they've really not built the system well for early experience. Let's see, I see these. I guess I can deal with this. Alright. Go into this. And we have an assassin skin. So we're full. We have something that we can't use. We have several guns we can't use.
I've always got you.
Alright. Compare this gun to other guns. Do I want to get rid of Flint's gun? Do I want to get a revolver? Increased weapon stability, fires as fast as you can pull the trigger, and it does more damage. But it has less bullets. I don't think I'm ready to play that way, so I'm going to get rid of that. We have an level 11 rocket launcher we found, which probably means that no rocket launcher we find will be capable of being used until we level up some more. Let's compare these guns now. Let's see. Better accuracy, better fire rate by far, but it's fast as you can pull a trigger, so I'm going to get rid of that one.
Doc, check back later.
And I'm going to buy this.
See you soon.
And I'm going to use this. And then we've got a shield that I don't want. And let's see. Bigger shield, but a lot more of a delay, and I don't want a higher delay. And do I want to get rid of this SMG for this SMG? I'm not sure I do, so I'm gonna get rid of this one.
Guns, I got them. You need them.
Yep,
I'm
menu
always
heroing.
happy to take your money. Remember, we're always open.
This is just not what you would normally be doing. You just would not be playing like this. Alright, let's look at the map. It wants me to go back this way. I'm thinking I probably need to go this direction to go that way. And I know there's a gun behind me, but I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to try my best to not get into too many fights with bully monks, but in the end I am also in the process of grinding. Like, the more I can level up, the better. Particularly since I have those 98 golden keys. Interesting factor about the golden keys is they did have a shift code come out that I didn't put in because you'd have to exit back to the main menu. So there's nothing in the pause options to fix or change how that works. I'm hoping maybe this leads to this and that this is a circular path. This leads to Three Horns Valley. So where we are now might be a bit of a middle ground, crossroads section of gameplay. Be kind of nice if the game had just given us a map. I'm not sure we really needed to exit the Three Horns Valley, exit to Sanctuary. Yeah, I'm not sure it really needed this. This map has a feeling, a lot of similarities to the junkyard area, where I believe there's probably a reason to go in there also, but let's wait till we have an actual reason. A lot of these quests are gonna be silly to clear out an area, particularly if I go to an area and run into some rather high level characters. see.
Got the power core from the Bloodshots! Blew the bridge! I'm hit! Gonna lose them in the marrow fields! Ah! Reese is in trouble? Damn it, we're spread thin enough as it is. Find him, soldier.
So now he wants me to find Reese this direction. And I guess maybe I want to come over here and grab things. What did I just collect? I don't even know. Maybe that is part of the problem with Borderlands 3 and why it's not out yet. Is the idea simply might be that we've had our fill. We've had enough of it. I had somebody who recently, who less than half a year ago played Borderlands 1 just through one run through, and who had played Borderlands 2 right now. It's really grindy, and I'm sure Darksiders 2 did not help that. Suppose to be fair, Darksiders 2 is still not anywhere as good as this gets. If I was to compare this early experience to Darksiders 2, all of Darksiders 2, I could maybe make an argument that Darksiders 2 is better. But when I know where this game is going,
There's too many of them. If anyone can hear me, I need help. You're skag bait, Grinder.
let's run the Corporal V's. Not like those.
Will you marrow me? Time for three.
Here we have a badass psycho. And boy, is he not. Give me a second wind, throw a grenade, kill all the racks, throw another grenade. This guy is way above level. A lot of health there. And there's a great example of how the racks are supposed to work. Am I gaining any health? I would like health regen just at the start of the game. There really does need to be kind of a dumbed down, easy gameplay mode that I could play, since I played this game once already. Like I'd like the health just automatically refill. I'd like it to be a much faster experience. I'd like to be able to hack and tweak several of the metrics in this with some kind of mod to just like have a quicker, better experience on the second time around, and do something like New Game Plus. What did I just pick up, by the way? I picked up 3 things. It's a tag. It's, see, I don't want this one, don't want this one, and don't want this one, don't want this one. So that was like 4 shields that I just picked up. Vehicle skin unlocked. Alright. And anytime I get a skin, if I don't have it unlocked already, I'll use it, and then I assume... Oh, I needed to talk to Corporal Reese here. He looks like a Crimson Lance person. If I do have the skin already, I assume I won't be allowed to use it, and I'll just sell it, not saving it to trade with other players.
Didn't think I rated that much of a rescue. One of those psychos ran off with the power core. Without it, Sanctuary will be defenseless. Get that core back to Sanctuary. I'm just gonna take a nap.
Here's the question.
I'm not on Pandora anymore.
Like, here's the question.
Reese is dead? He was one of the first Crimson Lancemen I recruited to the Raiders. Get that power core back, and while you're at it, kill some bandits for Reese. It's what he would have wanted.
Looks like you've got an area waypoint. Sometimes your Echo device can't find the precise location of what you're looking for. Search the area marked by the big-ass green circle on your minimap. Your objective is somewhere in that area.
How did this guy just die? If everybody respawns, if the story is that even these psychos respawn as you kill them, how did this guy just die? Is it because the Hyperion respawn junctions don't allow Crimson Lance people or people in Crimson Lance armor to respawn, but it does allow psychos to respawn? Am I wrong about psychos respawning? Because that doesn't seem like that's the case in most of the dialogue. Is it simply that only me and maybe a few other people can respawn because I have Angel on my side? If that's the case, then why did Angel not do whatever it would have taken to make it her capable, make that guy respawn? That's a big issue with introducing a canonical reason for somebody to respawn, when every other game just avoids that issue completely by saying, well, respawning is really just a way of saying the player did not follow the story the way the game was, the way it should have happened, and thus it's just a non-canonical, non-story explained element. This right now with Corporal Reese is not a super issue, but it does become a much bigger issue later on. And we've got some kind of collectible.
Great. Jack won't destroy Sanctuary today, at least. I'll get back to the city. We'll meet up once I get there. Welcome to the Crimson Raiders. I'm being attacked. I'll see you.
I'm full of items. I'm full on guns. These nomads will eventually get shields, and we'll have to do a little bit to deal with the shields. I'm about to die, so I need to hit this guy and kill him. There we go. Almost died. Might have been beneficial to die and use the respawn as an excuse. So we're kind of running around, opening chests, get bullets and gun and money, but mostly just to open the chests themselves. It's a real silly way to have developed your game. Still getting a nice collection of critical hits. And again, there might be some kind of collectible and some kind of quest, but you may not even be able to get those collectibles or until that quest is activated. That guy just jumped down. Guy just threw a grenade at me. I need to find somebody. Come on, Nomad, let me hit him.
The true world revealed. Weakness is now known to me. Time to go to work.
And if this was a Siren, you would assume that by being in that phase walking, in the hologram walk, I would have gained some health regen, or I would have a skill at least at some point to regenerate health while doing that. That was a very nice combo, but I'm not sure that's the case. Just everywhere for everything. So, oops. I don't think I can jump up here from where I am. Kind of wasting my time just trying to find enemies to shoot.
Critical kill showers me in blood and spit. How enjoyable.
The music is turning down. It doesn't seem like you really even have to get too close to the head for a critical hit. I've played definitely some zombie games where to get a critical hit you are top of the head only requirements. So you can even get a neck shot or something in a lot of games. And those will be considered something different. This whole area seems very similar to areas I've seen before. And I'm running into items that I'm not collecting. And I'm just leaving. But I don't think that there really is a guaranteed system.
Resistance lost a good man today. But I'm sure Reese would have been happy to know how quickly you wiped out those bloodshots.
So I guess I did have a quest somewhat built around the concept of killing people over here, so I'm not wasting my time completely. I'm still getting 3 gold per kill. They're like saying, leave us alone. Still haven't figured out how to crouch. Is it... I mean, it can't be a D-pad thing, can it? Because the D-pad is all guns. Oh, it's B. Interesting. Good to know. I'll probably never use that. Apparently here's some things we need to take. Let's see. I want to probably take these two guns. So let's see if we've got any junk that we can get rid of. Let's just drop that. And we'll drop that. Still got a lot of problem though. A lot of problems of just nobody to sell these items to. And this was a Diablo issue, certainly, to the point where the original creators of Diablo 2 made a game called Torchlight. Yes, I believe that was the name of it. There's a Doctor Who spinoff called Torchwood that I confuse the name with every now and then. Torchlight had a pet dog that you could just send your pet dog, or it could be a cat, maybe a lynx also. Anyways, a pet animal that you could send off, and that was gruesome. I guess I just mercy killed that guy. And so you could send off your character to be gone for several minutes of gameplay, and in exchange he would take everything he could carry back and sell it. So you could just say, this is garbage. Inherently, there's a red herring. I think all games like this just need a breakdown mechanic. I don't care what it breaks it down to, but ideally I would say money. And I am fine with it breaking down guns for less money than if you took it to a shopkeeper. And I'm fine with the game having mechanics where one shopkeeper might very well pay you less than another shopkeeper would. But to have the experience that we've had now for the actual 4th hour of gameplay, where you're very consistently full of items, it just doesn't work. And remember, I have this Vault Hunter's Relic because of my previous save file increases the chance of enemies dropping rare loot by 5%. And that seems like that would be good, but it's not drastically changing things. I'm not sure I'm ready to get rid of Flint's tinderbox, but I'm not sure I have much of a choice either. We've hit this level where I'm not getting repeaters, and instead I'm getting other guns that just aren't lining up. Sell that one too. Let's see. Sell that one. Let's see. I don't think we're going to be using shotguns for a while. And so, sell that too. We don't have another skill point. We do have 2 badass tokens, which may very well be used up in a different way. So I don't think you really need to increase your fire rate as much as the damage. So maximum health probably is a good one to use. And then gun accuracy or critical hit damage. I'm gonna go gun accuracy still. And I have no idea how we are on these challenges. Let's see if we're sorted by category or if they're sorted by level. Like critical hits with pistols, I guess I'm already almost at level 2 on that. Killing enemies with grenades, I'm almost at level 2 with that. Killing enemies with pistols. There's a lot of things that are at level 2. Some things I guess are even up to level 3. A lot of these I'm thinking might also only have 1 level. Maybe, maybe not. And some of these I guess have already been done. Fireproof kill flint without any players taking damage from his dragon breath. Discovered a hidden vault symbol. See, those are one-time things. And then now there's discovered 3 hidden vault symbols. Hidden around. And quest-wise, we haven't even really been doing anything with that because I don't think we're on Southern Shelf. Like, let's see. I guess we should always have it by region. We're at 3 horns right now. And we've kind of, we know there's an area here, and there's probably an area here, and around these circular areas. There's some things I haven't seen, but we've kind of done 3 horns too. So it's almost like an hour per crossroads level. But yeah, we're 12 minutes over. Sorry we went late. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. If you want to support me even further, get me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.